How we doing this morning? I'm running another engine swap. This one is on the Silvia S13K. It swaps to a more modern four-cylinder, the SR20. So I don't the performance points changed like 30 points, 29 points. So I don't expect a massive difference, but we'll see. The cars are fully modded, but no tuning done at all. So I haven't changed any of that, just to keep them on the same level. And just to switch it up, I changed tracks here. These are also wide body conversions with full aero. I hadn't done that on the previous cars, but honestly what happened is I saw a livery from Tokyo Extreme Racer, which I don't know if you ever played that game, but if you ever played it, it's kind of a cult classic. You either loved it or didn't, but it was almost like a Street Fighter style energy bar, and then it was Japanese interstate drag racing. I don't think they could ever remake it just because they didn't have any of the licensing or anything like that. It was a low budget developer. And it kind of runs into the same world as like Grand Theft Auto. Like, they don't get licenses because, you know, you're committing crimes basically. And although in Tokyo Extreme you're not like murdering anybody, you're definitely racing illegally. I believe this race is only, oh, it's 3 laps. That's good. I was going to say, I'm not, right now we're just fighting through traffic. I was about to say this car has a tendency to push, but it seems like that's on me, because as soon as I blipped the throttle there, it was ready to bring the back end around, which makes sense because these things are typically built into drift cars. Now that we have a little open space, I can see that happening pretty easily, where this car could be used to drift. Yeah, this car turns pretty nicely. And this is the stock motor, so running on the medium turbo and medium mid-range. I tend to prefer that just because that's where you're usually at in the RPMs. Big power cars are cool for dynos, but you tend to get more usable power out of like a medium or low range setup. Oh Lord. It's pretty fun to drive. It's definitely willing to have the back end come out, and then it does it relatively predictable. I don't know if the engine swap's going to ruin that. We'll see if we can beat a 157. It's almost not fair to this car, just I haven't run this track a whole lot. It's not one that really is a good payout. I would love to see the game add a lot more endurance racing, or like the 30-minute to an hour racing where you can get, you know, 500,000 to 1 million before the clean driver bonus. That's where we're all tending to race now, to try to get that money. And I would definitely switch tracks a lot more frequently if it was an option to still get paid. A lap like that, I don't expect to beat that 157. I'm sure we can beat it the next time around, just as I become more familiar with the track. But it felt, I don't know, it felt good. It felt nose heavy, but ready to turn the back end around. So, yeah, 157.5 is our best lap. This car felt like it could benefit from more power, so we ran the RX-7 yesterday, and the four-rotor setup felt overpowered in that car. That's four rotors with a turbo, so I mean, we could lose the turbo. You can always get rid of power. It's not that big a deal. Okay, so 157 is the time to beat. 157.5 really, but I don't think we'll have a problem. So let's change cars. Before we do that, let's check the power band. So 374 in the horsepower, a little peaky in the torque, but yeah, it kind of peaks and then falls off. So that's different. Late end horsepower, so you kind of get an idea. Let's see where we're at here on the Tokyo Extreme style. And you can see not a huge difference. I mean, it's another, 50% more horsepower. So I don't know if this car is just going to be a nightmare to drive without changing the setup, and that's possibly why it doesn't really change the performance points. The torque curve looks a lot flatter, which is nice. A little peaky on the, I mean, it's linear, but you're building that power as a progression, and then it tops out. So it looks like a better power band in all honesty. It looks like it's going to be more predictable, and you can kind of see the front to rear balance. I mean, that may be why it feels a little nose heavy. I'm also I just ran the Mercedes CLK LM or whichever one it is. So that's, mid-engine layout and all that. So that it might just even be a comparison between those two. I mean, first impressions, it's not too noticeable, which is good, in all honesty. I mean, a lot of times a lot of power will ruin a car, but it's just faster. You're hearing a lot of crackle in the exhaust, which is nice. I don't remember hearing that in the previous car. I don't remember seeing the weight figures, so I don't know that it changed. I wouldn't expect it to have changed much. I mean, 156 we started off with, so that's faster before we even get moving. Half a second quicker in traffic on the first lap. So this livery is based on, they have bosses in Tokyo Extreme. This is based on, I believe it's the first boss you come across. Or like area boss. There's different gangs basically, and as you race through the gangs, you'll get challenged by each gang boss, and then as you defeat more and more of them, it's you'll have the area bosses come up. I believe this is the first area boss. So pretty cool in terms of tribute. You got to be a little lighter on the throttle because there's more power back there. But we just we're down 2.5 seconds, which is pretty good. I mean, it seems, I guess, pretty obvious to anyone that's into cars, but this definitely feels like it would be a good drift car. But just because it happens in real life doesn't mean the game gets it right, and it feels like they got it right, so. I can get on the throttle with this thing pretty quick, so it's not, I mean, the back end kicks out similar to the way it did with the stock motor. So I don't know, I mean, the car feels very, very similar, which it's just got more power. So we lost 3 seconds there, it looks like, and I almost feel underwhelmed, but that's not a bad thing. It's not, I mean, the car hasn't built up to the point where it's just stupid to drive and ridiculous. It's a it's a freaking amazing swap. Like it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's giving the car a lot more power. It's giving it power that you can use. The RX-7 turboed up. I mean, I don't know what the lap times were. I wasn't paying attention because I couldn't look at the screen. I had to 100% focus on driving and 100% focus on not flooring it, because when you hit the throttle, the car would just come around. So this one's just a no-brainer. It's just the car is better than the non-swapped version. It's a much better car now. And this is the first one where I don't feel like I need the other generation. Like I don't need the non-swapped one, because it doesn't, there's no downside to that. So cool deal. Well, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one.